Breaking the Silence is a podcast that dives into the intricate and often challenging topics of grief and loss within relationships. Through insightful discussions, the podcast aims to explore how pain can be transformed into purpose, leading to healing and growth. By addressing themes such as inner child work and the journey towards feeling alive once more, this podcast offers a beacon of hope for those navigating difficult emotions. Ultimately, Breaking the Silence aims to guide listeners towards moving forward and embracing all the blessings that life has in store as they embark on a journey of self-discovery and spiritual fulfillment. I'm your guide through this journey, Renee Wallace, and I invite you to join me as we break the silence surrounding grief and loss, transforming pain into purpose and finding hope in the healing power of storytelling.
Hello, my beautiful friend. Oh my goodness, it has been so long. And where to even start? Goodness, it's been like 3 months. So I guess we'll start with, I decided to take a break, like I said, back in December, really just for myself, my family, my health, all of it. And it has been, I will be super honest with you, it was a very difficult season. I have definitely been walking through another storm. But that is part of life, right? Life is not always smooth sailing. It would be nice if it was, but that is not the case until heaven. So, I felt like it was important for me to step away and just really focus on my family and some different things and like I said, my health and just things. So I will say it has been in some ways a very heartbreaking season of life. I think that sometimes when you have to watch people make choices and decisions and things like that are out of your control, it is very hard and challenging and heartbreaking. But it has been such a beautiful season too. It was just such a time of like me just really committed to prayer and just to be honest, those moments at first of feeling a little defeated, and then remembering the rock that I stand on and knowing that I was going to battle for different people and praying over those situations and those things. And so that has been such a beautiful time of just my walk with God. It is the most interesting thing, I will say, that when I didn't expect that I would get so emotional about this after being gone for a while. But I think that when you are walking through these things and you are so committed to speaking Jesus over people, over circumstances, over situations, just pouring yourself into that, it not only are you praying for them and the things that are going on, but it transforms you in the midst of it. And I see the most beautiful things happening in my relationship with God and just Him drawing me so close to Him. And also just answers to prayers and just seeing Him work and Him showing me that He is in control of all of it. And that has been such a beautiful, beautiful thing in the midst of the hard stuff. I appreciate the people so much that noticed my absence and reached out. Like, it really means a lot that you guys notice, like, when I'm not on social media or not present, and that you miss it. And so thank you so much for that. So with that said, I will encourage you, if you notice that with other people, let them know, because that is such a sweet thing of like, just to hear that from somebody, you know? So anyways, besides that, let's see, I know I was on here. We celebrated the 3rd year of Dave being gone back, the day after Thanksgiving. I know I've been on since then. I left in December, took some time away. And then we, had Christmas and we celebrated 6 years. I don't know if you call it celebrated, but Bryant, 6 years since Bryant went to be with Jesus. And I guess that is really the true celebration, right? He's home. And he's where he was always meant to be. Of course, I would love that he was here. I would love to be able to hold him again and kiss him. But that day will come. What else? Oh, goodness. Just lots of changes. And I can't really go into all that right now. I do know some of it is still a work in, actually all of it is still a work in progress, but I also see God working in all of it. And I can't wait. And I believe with all my heart that there is going to be a time that I'm going to be able to share the beauty of what God has done. But I don't feel like that is the time yet. I would love to. There's so many pieces, so many like nuggets of where God just showed up and showed off for me, like just confirmation after confirmation and different things happening that he just was continually showing me, I've got you. I've got your family. I've got the people that you love. And I guess really, I don't know. I feel like there's not a ton more that I can share without going into detail, and I'm not ready to do that yet. Along with taking time away from the podcast, I stepped away from social media, and actually even stepped away from working. It's like, okay, you need to get back to work. Like I haven't worked now in, 2-3 months. Yeah, 3 months probably. And so just coming back to it all. But I don't know. I'm not really sure what else to say other than it's been such a beautiful time, even in the midst of the hard. So I guess what I would encourage you with today is if you're going through a hard season, I will tell you this. Here's something I'll tell you, and then I'll come back to the hard season. I completely, for 30 days, even though I wasn't present on social media, not actively sharing anything or any of that for several months, since the beginning of January January 5th was the last time. I decided personally that I was taking 30 days completely away from social media, no social media whatsoever. Not getting on it, not scrolling, not posting, nothing. And probably the month before that, I wasn't posting much. I was posting a little bit, like Senior Sunday and things like that, and a few other things, but for the most part, not really anything. Anyways, that 30 days was incredible. And that is where I already talked about. But when you get rid of all the distractions and press in and sit with God, and you might not believe the same things I believe, and I'm sorry, this is who I am, and I want to be authentic and real and vulnerable here. And so I'm going to share what I believe. And if you don't believe that, that is okay. I love you regardless. But this is me personally, and just pressing in to his presence. And when you get rid of all the distractions, all the things that try and pull us away from that, oh my goodness, the beauty of that, like after the 30 days was up, I really was like, I don't know that I want to come back to social media. Like it has just been such such a such a beautiful time, and like not all the junk of the world just distracting me, just focused again, prayer, my family, myself, my health, starting to work out again because I slacked on that. um and yeah, if I could figure out how to work without using social media, I would be all over it. But I don't know. Social media is a beautiful platform. I don't know that I'll fully I don't know. I'll figure that out. Anyways, now goodness, I forgot what I wanted to come back to. Oh, if you are, walking through something really hard, or you feel like you're in the midst of a storm, and sometimes you're like, another storm again. First, press in to the one that loves you more than anything. I think about the people I love and how much I love them, and I think God loves them so much more than even I do. So press into that, and rest in that. Rest in when everything can feel chaotic and like your whole world is just chaos. Nothing about it is chaotic to God. Nothing that is going on caught him by surprise. He did not just wake up one day and was like, oh my gosh, I didn't see this one coming. I actually was sharing that with somebody when we were talking about, and I definitely won't really talk politics here. That's not what this podcast is about. But I was talking with somebody about about the president, and just that we can rest in, if it's not who you voted for, that's okay. However it would have turned out, I could rest in the fact that it didn't catch God by surprise. He knew what was going to happen. He's not up there wringing his hands, trying to figure out what to do, trying to figure out how to handle this situation. Oh my gosh, what are we going to do about this now? He is in complete control. And when you fully grasp that, you can rest. You don't have to try to figure out the next thing to do, try to figure out how to fix this. You can just rest. And I'm not saying don't pray. Absolutely pray. That is our job, to, stand in the gap and to pray for others, pray for everything, whatever. But we can rest in knowing that he is in control of it all. And that, I think, is where you can really have peace, even in the midst of the storm. The other thing I would say is let people know. Don't keep it to yourself. I think that's one of the things I learned. Not that I haven't shared with others throughout my whole journey, and I'm pretty vulnerable with you guys sometimes, but there's something different with me being vulnerable, say maybe on social media and a podcast, and then being vulnerable face to face, with real, there are very few people that I share the very intimate parts of my life, that I just fully trust them with the deepest stuff, but invite people in, and let them be your support system. I have really figured out in this season that I need a support system. I think that sometimes you think you're really strong and you handle it all on your own. And I've told you guys this before, and I'm preaching to myself as much as I'm preaching to you. That is not the way God intended it. And I knew when Dave died, it was going to take a village, right? I had 4 kids left, and I had 7 kids still here. And I knew it was going to take a village. And this season has really been a beautiful time in that sense too, of my support system and people being willing to say, we are here for you. Whatever you need, we're here, we've got you. Like whether it's prayer, whether it's taking my kids so I can have a break, whatever it is. And it's beautiful in so many ways. My adult kids, who knew that there would come a day that my adult kids would be this beautiful support system to me too, and that they can even be that, you're that for your kids the whole time they're growing up. And then there are these beautiful human beings that now you can sit down at dinner with them and just talk about these things. And, just other people that have come alongside me that I'm so, so thankful for. So allow people to be that for you. Don't think you're supposed to do it on your own. You're not. And it's just such an incredible thing to know that you have people that you can call on and they will be there and they are willing to help in whatever way you need. And I can't go into details of some of the ways that I've had people step in for me in this season, but it is so beautiful. So allow people to do that for you. So anyways, I had no idea when I decided all right, Renee, you just need to sit down and record. And how do I even come back after this long? At least I let you guys know I was taking a break, but it is sort of like, how do you come back? What am I going to say? What am I going to share? And I had no idea I was going to be this emotional about it, but that is okay because I always want you to see the real. Because I want you to know that it's okay to be real. So thank you so much for listening to me, for joining in. You are not alone, and I appreciate you so much. I send you off with so much love, and I can't wait to talk with you again soon.
Thank you for joining me on this episode of Breaking the Silence. As we conclude our time together, let us carry forward the stories we've heard, the emotions we've shared, and the connections we've forged. Remember, the journey through grief and loss is not one we walk alone. In the silence, we find solidarity. In our shared experiences, we find strength. And in our vulnerability, we find resilience. If you or someone you know is navigating the complexities of grief, know that there is support available. Reach out, lean on your community, and remember that healing is not linear. It's a journey, and you are not alone. Thank you for listening. Thank you for sharing, and thank you for being a part of this community. Until next time, may you find peace in the spaces between the silence. Please be sure to subscribe below and leave us a review. If you'd like to connect further, you can find me on Instagram at Coaching with Renee.